It's time to go balls deep.
The EA Sports College Football Headquarters Podcast.
Hell yeah. We got another episode going. I am Alan Gigax.
I am Anthony Scafacci.
Dude, and it is on. Dude, thank you guys very much for checking in. Thank you for listening. And be sure to click that like button, subscribe, share, rate, follow.
You name it.
Yeah, whatever those things are.
Do all those things.
Through your podcast server of choice.
Tell your buddy.
Yeah, dude. Tell your buddy.
Tell a girl so we could actually have a female listener.
Wouldn't that be something?
And then we could get her on the pod. Wouldn't that be cool?
Dude, and it's easy to just, to work it into conversation. Be like, hey, baby, you want to go balls deep?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Dude, if she doesn't say yes, dump her.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's right. Just like was it Swingers? Well, like if you open the door for her and she don't reach over and lift up that button so you could get in.
No, dude, that's from a Bronx Tale, bro.
It is Bronx Tale.
Yeah.
They're all the same.
No, that is not the same as Swingers. They are two very, very different movies. Yeah.
Well, yeah, you're probably right.
Now yous can't leave.
Yeah, all right. No argument here.
Yeah,
all right.
Swingers is Vegas, baby. Vegas. Yes. Yeah. Okay.
So we have a sponsor.
Yeah, we do. We have a just the tip.
Just the tip, right?
Yeah, you love to just throw out. We have a sponsor, but not why.
Because I'm excited that we have sponsors.
You and me both, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm very excited.
That's the main. That's the real reason we're here.
Yeah,
is for the sponsor.
No, it's not. It's for the fans.
Oh yeah,
I do it for the love of the game.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, me too. Yep. So I would still do this even if I didn't get any money for it.
Yeah, good because we're still in the fucking hole.
Even if it cost me like negative $800.
Yeah,
I would still do it.
Good. Yeah. I'm glad you'd still do it for that.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Okay.
That number just picked at random.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, today's sponsor is Baphomet Attorney at Law, specializing in civil rights and religious overreach.
All right. Well, you know what?
And you have the tip.
I have the tip. Yeah, it's a rare day where I give the tip.
Right.
Yeah, but this is the tip. And hey, this is something that I like to do on the side when I'm not creating the world's greatest podcast. It's
right. You do another one besides this one?
No, I don't.
This is the world's greatest. You're fucking right. It is.
Yeah, that's goddamn right.
Joe Rogan can lick my taint.
Yeah. Yeah.
And tell him I said that. Yeah, and see if he'll mention it.
Yeah, see if he'll mention it on the show. We can use the plug. Yeah, these motherfuckers at Balls Deep are talking shit about me. That would be great. We could definitely use that. Okay, so anyway,
all right,
so this is so what I like to do a lot of times, especially for my friends and people that I know, sometimes people at work, is I barbecue. I like to use a smoker and I like to smoke meat. Right.
Yeah. You thought he only smoked pole.
Yeah. No. I actually smoke meat other people can put in their mouth.
Yeah.
So one of the things for people that maybe have a smoker or they've been thinking about getting a smoker and they're like, I don't know how to start. Well, the first thing, right, is actually get yourself a smoker. And I do recommend getting like a pellet fed smoker because it's just so much easier. But if you're going to use a barrel smoker, I can walk you through that shit too. However, we're going to talk about the first thing to try cooking. So there's two choices. One would be like a pork butt for pulled pork. Very easy. And the other would be pork ribs. Okay, so pork ribs, when you get them and you pull them out of the package, you got to prep them, okay? And one of the ways to prep them, or the most important way, is you peel this thin membrane that's on the backside of the ribs, the bone you use like a little knife, and you actually separate it and you peel this membrane off, and you can use a paper towel because you have to grip it. Okay. And you peel that membrane off.
Grip it and rip it.
And once you do, those ribs are going to come out much more tender and much easier to eat and cut and all the things down the line. So you just pull that thin membrane off, right? Then you can coat it in mustard or whatever you want to do. And then once you throw it on that smoker, slow and low, baby.
What do you do with the membrane? Like, do we use all parts of the buffalo?
No, you give it to your dog or something. But I would just.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. That's a good idea.
Yeah, they'll eat it. The dogs will eat anything.
I'm sure they will. Yeah.
So that's it. Dude,
okay.
We're going to have more cooking tips.
Dude, and as someone who has eaten... as someone who has put Rich's meat in his mouth, I can tell
Anthony's
you.
Meat?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yes, Anthony's meat.
Yeah.
I was thinking of somebody else. Totally unrelated. As somebody who's put Anthony's meat in his mouth, I can tell you it is good.
Yeah,
This dude knows how to smoke meat.
Okay, so that's
All right.
that's it, man. We're gonna get to the main reason we're here today.
All right,
is our
yeah.
topic.
The topic today is Twitch.
Yeah.
A lot of you guys are probably streamers on
streaming.
Twitch
Yeah.
or streaming in general.
Yes.
Right. We're going to talk about a nice hot stream coming out at you.
Yeah.
Soak in our stream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't cross the streams either.
Oh, that too. Yeah, don't cross the stream.
It ends the universe.
I want to talk about that. I think that's fight worthy. That like if you're at a trough urinal
Okay.
and some dude comes up, it's bad
I was thinking
enough.
Ghostbusters.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's, I think, even what that was a reference to. I think the Ghostbusters were really talking about piss.
Yeah. Not protonic
Because-
reversal.
No, complete protonic
Yeah.
reversal. Yeah. All right, Rich. So imagine a Twinkie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a big Twinkie.
So, like, if you're standing at a trough urinal, like, it's bad enough, dude. If you're just at regular urinals and there's open spaces and somebody comes up next to you, it's not okay.
I like the
You gotta leave that
circular
space.
ones so that you
Dude,
can make eye
fuck that.
contact.
All right, now we're going to digress again because
This episode's
our
going off the
dude,
rails early.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Our buddy Trevor and I went to Buffalo to watch a Bills game. Oh, I want to talk about it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So anyway, and he's a Miami Dolphins fan. And so we're watching the Bills and the Dolphins, and the fans just kept giving Trevor a bunch of shit, which was fantastic.
Yeah, because fuck him.
Yeah,
He doesn't
'cause
listen to the
fuck
show
him.
anyway.
That's right. Yeah, we can say whatever we want about him. Yeah, also...
We should do an entire episode where we just talk shit about Trevor.
and maybe he'd finally
He'd
tune
finally
in for that
fucking
one.
listen,
Yeah.
yeah.
So anyway, and it's really cold there, and I already have a problem of, like, especially when I drink, I got to piss all the time.
It's a bladder bitch.
Yeah, exactly. And so then when it's cold and I'm drinking beer, dude, I got to piss so bad. And so does everybody else in the stadium, although probably not as bad as me. And so you go up and you get in line, and there's never enough bathrooms. There's a big line for the men's room. And so I get in line, and I go in there, and it's troughs.
Yeah.
And I don't like troughs, man. It's just too close to other people.
Yeah.
And so, but not only are there troughs along the wall where people are in like shoulder to shoulder, but there's also this big central trough in the middle, this big metal trough that's in a big circle.
Yeah.
And all these
Crossfire.
guys are like facing each other, pissing.
High-fiving.
And like, dude, that was weird.
Do you hold
man.
hands and make like a seance out
Dude,
of
that's
it?
what it felt like. Like
Yeah.
a spot open there, and I'm like, no, I'm gonna wait and just
Fucking
piss
wait,
in a
yeah.
regular trough. I'm not gonna piss facing everybody else.
Dude, I'd piss in a floor drain if there
Yeah,
was.
dude, exactly.
Like rather
so
than
then
that.
finally the game ends and we head in there for one last piss, and like the stadium's mainly cleared out, and that's when we realized, oh, that was the sink
Dude, yeah.
that everybody
Yeah.
was pissing in.
Dude.
Yeah, good times.
Yeah, that's fucking gross, man.
Yeah, so anyway, when you're at the trough,
Yeah.
dude, if the guy next to you like kind of turns and then like hits your piss stream with his piss
You
stream,
gotta fight back.
Yeah, that's not okay.
You piss harder. Yeah, that's like
You
knock his
gotta
out of the
assert your
way.
dominance.
Yeah,
That's right.
exactly. Yeah. Fuck that guy. Yeah,
It's like
he
in
should
the
know better.
cartoons when they got like two hoses going
Yeah.
at each other and they push
Yeah,
back and forth.
That's what I would do.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I would aim at the guy furthest from me. And just try to hit him in the nose.
Yeah, I'm gonna piss on the guy's stream like
Yeah,
3 dudes
exactly.
over.
Yeah, and then whistle and see if he notices it was me.
Dude,
So-
yeah, like if you're at that big central urinal that turns out was a sink, like you could like try to piss across it to the
Yeah,
other. Oh,
that's
dude,
what I would do.
Not okay.
Yeah.
Not okay. So
Did anybody come in there while everybody's pissing and just try to wash their fucking hands?
I don't
No,
remember.
because yeah,
Yeah.
like what's that guy? Why isn't he pissing?
Yeah. Hey guys, can you spread out a little bit? I gotta wash my hands.
Fucking gross.
My recollection is that there were also sinks up against the wall.
Yeah,
and
people
it-
just went to
Yeah,
those.
no, people pissed in those
Oh,
too. No, I
Jesus,
don't recall.
savages, man.
Yeah, dude.
It's just
it's
the
not
Bills
okay.
Mafia, bro.
But dude, still cleaner than the women's restroom.
yeah, dude, because
Yeah.
they just shit everywhere. Women
Yeah,
are gross.
dude. Oh,
Filthy animals.
Dude, yeah, it is
Yeah.
not okay.
Yeah,
All right, so
Okay.
getting back to streaming your video games.
sure.
So you've tried this, right?
Yeah, actually, yeah, I started streaming not too long ago. I wanted to figure it out.
Yeah.
And I thought actually that I needed like a whole camera setup and everything.
Uh-huh.
And no, that's only like if you want to do like so that people can watch your face and and all this stuff. And it's like a little thing in the bottom.
Okay.
But no, if you just want to stream your game on like Twitch or YouTube,
Right.
it's really simple to set up, and pretty much the PlayStation just like walks you through it. I don't know about Xbox. I would assume it's the same, but you basically like just pick which platform you want to use. You set up an account and boom, you're done. You just go onto your PlayStation, you go to broadcast, you hit broadcast.
Okay.
And
That
then
makes sense.
Yeah, and then like if you're also on Twitch like simultaneously,
Right.
then you can see your broadcast, and then you can
Oh,
just.
that's got to be disconcerting if you're trying to like call plays and
Well, no,
then
you
look
just
at.
like, but you can use that, and then all I'll do is share it like to our page.
Okay.
So that people can watch if they want to jump and watch me play.
Gotcha.
You know,
All right.
so
So what's your handle?
It's
on
I
Twitch?
use College Football Headquarters 25 or something.
Oh,
like
look at.
Yeah,
or
see it-
something like that. You don't even know what your own handle
that. Well,
is.
I mean, I don't know it like verbatim, but it's like CFB Headquarters 25 or.
You want to look it up? I can pause real quick.
No, it's okay.
Okay.
It's
Yeah,
not
you don't
that
want to
important.
watch him anyway. It's
Yeah,
fucking
look,
boring.
I'm setting college football back like 30 years. Okay.
Yeah,
So-
right. That's true.
that's
Yeah, the
like-
forward pass is
Yeah, okay, but that's kind of what I want to talk about, man. Is
Okay.
like, so back when I was in like my video game playing prime.
Yeah, dude. Like when you were owning the house on like NBA Jam,
Sure,
and,
or
and-
yeah, or Madden or college football, you name
Sure.
it. I mean, I was kind of a really good video game player. Back then, I had such supreme confidence.
So this is before there was such a thing as a professional video game player like we have now.
Yeah, I mean, if there
You think
was anything,
think back then? You think you could have gone pro?
yeah, well,
Okay.
specifically in like NBA Jam, sure.
All right. Yeah, there you
I
go.
firmly believe at one point I might have been the greatest player on the planet. I mean, I was
Somebody had to be.
I was pretty much unbeatable.
Yeah.
I mean,
all
I
right.
could name my score.
There you go.
Okay,
you heard it here.
I knew every little trick in that game. I could fuck people up. Anyway,
All right.
that's not the point though.
No.
Okay, but back then I was so supremely confident and I was so good. I just assumed before I ever played anybody, I'm about to win. Like,
Sure.
Like it's a foregone conclusion.
Right.
Okay.
And so when you're at the video game parlor, the
Sure.
arcade,
Yeah.
a crowd might form.
Oh, yeah.
And I presume that did not bother you.
Not at all. No,
No, because
not-
you know you're going to win.
Yeah, I
you're
was
going to
like,
perform
this is my
well.
flex. you
It's
know?
like how the reason, like in junior high, because when Anthony and I were in junior high, we had to take showers. I don't think they really do that anymore.
Probably
But
don't.
it was like required.
Yeah,
as
you had to
part of your
shower.
grade. You
Yeah.
had to take a shower,
Yeah.
which meant you had to take your clothes off and get
sure
your dick
in
out.
front of like what your
Yeah,
classmates.
in front and fucking junior high.
Yeah.
Dude, it was mortifying. At
Yeah.
least it was mortifying for me because there were people who were perfectly comfortable walking around that locker room with their dicks out.
Yeah.
And it's because they have big dicks.
Yeah, like me.
Yeah,
Huge
exactly.
cock.
Yeah.
And a beast.
And so for someone like me who does not have a huge cock, it gives the impression that like everybody has a huge cock. And so, this is what normal cocks are like, and my cock must be tiny,
Oh my
which
God.
maybe it is.
Dude, this is a podcast for the
Dude,
ages. Go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, like, yeah, the only people who are really comfortable getting their dicks out are people who have big dicks. And so it's the same with video gaming.
Sort of.
Yeah, sort of.
That's a hell of an analogy.
Well,
but yeah.
in the sense that, like, yeah, you don't mind
Showing
other
it off in
people
public.
Showing it off. That's
Okay.
exactly right. Right.
Yeah.
When you got a crowd,
They're all gonna laugh at you. Yeah.
yeah.
So
right.
I remember in like 7th and 8th grade, people would like beeline and like sprint through the shower, just get wet. And that
Yeah,
was like,
and that's
yeah,
it.
that was
Yeah,
it. Like,
exactly.
dude, you just did a blur would go by,
Yeah.
and you're like, I think that was a human.
Right.
And it was like some 7th or 8th grader, and they were done.
And then the coach, the gym teacher,
would stand there
well, he
touching herself. And
they had an office.
Yeah.
This is at Cannon Junior High.
Yeah.
If you it's probably still this way today. I don't know. I hope it's not.
maybe not.
But they had an office in the locker room that was right next to the showers, and it had this big glass window on the showers. And I remember that there was like a clipboard that you'd have to sign off after you took a shower, and it was right on that window. So you'd like come from the shower,
Mushroom
walk
stamp
up,
the window, and then
exactly
move on.
dude. Like, I hope that young people are hearing this today, and they're like, "What the fuck? What is with Gen X people?"
Oh, yeah,
like,
that-
dude, this is what we went through.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And I know it was even worse for generations before us.
Sure. Yeah. It had to be.
But like, dude, yeah, it was really something.
Yeah. They're probably having to like show their butthole.
You're right. exactly.
Make sure it's clean. You know, or something like
Exactly.
that. Yeah.
All right. So
Okay.
anyway, so getting back to
Yeah.
so the point is, when you were dominating the game,
Yeah, I didn't
dude,
care.
bring on the crowd.
Dude,
yeah,
I didn't
everybody
care.
can see me
Okay.
kick ass.
So now though,
Yeah.
right? My I have like 16 followers, which is not very many. I think like the most I've ever had on one stream at one time is like 5 people.
Okay.
Okay, but the thing is, if you are playing at home by yourself in your offline dynasty and
Right.
you lose, nobody knows.
Yeah, it's true.
Right? You can even then go on our page and be like, "Yeah, I fucking beat Florida State. I'm
Right.
the man."
Yeah.
Right? Nobody knows. Right? Nobody knows if you're telling the truth. Nobody knows what level you're playing on. Nobody knows anything.
Right.
They know what you tell them.
Yeah.
Well, when you're streaming and people are watching,
Right.
it's a different level of pressure, especially now that I'm not I'm a casual player now, man.
Right.
I don't have 8 hours a day to play. So now when I play, man, the confidence, and when things start going south,
right. And
I'm
know people are watching.
And
yeah.
I know people are watching, dude.
And judging.
And they're judging me, especially
Right.
because, like, as the admin of the page, there's probably like this weird thought,
This
that
expectation.
that I must be like the best player. Well, fuck
Right.
no, I'm not the best player. There's
Right.
players that will fucking destroy me, right? But I have my own ego,
Yeah.
right? That I think I'm not supposed to lose, and then here I am losing,
Right.
And dude, I'll tell you, it's sitting there. It's fucking embarrassing, right? it's like you really kind of like feel it, like, God damn, dude, I suck, right? I am not good at this game, and I start getting mad at my fucking players if they drop a ball, right?
This is where you got to add that other level of streaming where you can put your own like
Yeah, oh,
reactions
dude.
and stuff on.
and I think
that would
about
add
doing
entertainment
that
to it. At
is like,
least.
is like if I could talk about that and let people know like how disappointed I am on my left fucking tackle whose middle name is Holding. Right.
But
yeah.
But then, dude, the problem with that is that now not only do you have that embarrassment, but now they got a face to put with that embarrassment.
yeah.
And so, like, when you're out just like trying to buy groceries, people can chuck tomatoes at you.
Oh yeah, they'd probably like in the store be like, "Fuck that third down up."
Yeah,
I
exactly.
did. I'm sorry.
And then I
lost
lost
to
even
the
worse
fucking
for
Bears.
me
Okay,
because
I'm
not
sorry.
only would they have the face to put in, but then they're going to see my small dick too.
Yeah. So hey, you were saying the most embarrassed you'd ever been.
Oh,
is
yeah,
that the
dude.
story? Is it
No,
showering?
not even close.
Oh,
dude.
that's
no.
Do you want to share? I don't know. Do we have time?
Yeah, we got time.
Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead.
On a previous episode of Balls Deep, Just the Tip was essentially about this. Like, dude, don't worry about what other people think about being embarrassed or whatever, because it all just disappears. Nobody remembers that shit. Only you remember it. And so I'll tell you guys the most embarrassing thing that ever happened in my entire life. And I still remember it vividly. I mean, I'm sure my memory of it has changed over the years because it happened 40 years ago.
Yeah. Does this involve your uncle?
This was in public.
Okay.
And that's what made it so embarrassing. Is I was like 10 years old.
Sure.
And I had been dropped off with some friends at the movies. And
Okay.
I don't remember what the movie was, but there was big lines out front. And so instead of waiting in line, my buddies and I are just like running around like 10-year-olds will do, and
Sure.
like playing tag or whatever. And I'm already like not the runner among us. And so that was kind of embarrassing that I couldn't catch people and whatever.
Yeah. Big
And
Oompa Loompa
yeah,
legs.
right. And I feel like people are looking at me. And then I go to tag somebody and there's grass. And the grass, like in a little median in the parking lot or something.
Okay.
And the grass is wet.
Okay.
And so I slip
Uh-oh.
in the grass, which is already, okay, that's embarrassment number one.
Sure.
But then when I slip in the grass is wet and I fall into like a puddle.
Uh-oh.
And my shorts get totally soaked,
Uh-oh.
which makes it look like I peed my pants.
But you didn't pee your pants.
No, but it looks like it. And
Okay.
I know that the people who see me, they're going to see my pee pants.
You should have just
You know,
peed at that
yeah,
moment
just-
and
yeah.
made 2 for 1. Dude.
Well,
if
I
they're gonna
didn't
think
have,
that anyway, you could have just really let
I
it
didn't
go.
have the wisdom of Billy Madison
Yeah,
back then.
piss
that-
yourself.
Yeah, all the cool kids are peeing their pants. I didn't have that. So I was fucking mortified.
Okay.
And my only saving grace was like, well, at least like if I can get up and like go hide behind this car, maybe I can try to dry my pants off or something. And so I go to get up and I put my hand on the car and the car alarm goes off.
Oh my god.
And so
Everybody
everybody
now
turns and looks at me.
Yeah. Did you burglarize the car then to make up for that?
That
Like,
would have been a good
yeah,
idea.
Like,
yeah.
fuck this, I'm a fucking gangster.
And
And then
so-
just go into the car.
That was like all these things came together,
All
like
of-
3 levels of embarrassment,
The perfect
and
storm.
made everybody look at me.
Yeah.
Now the
Then
real
the
takeaway
prettiest
here,
girl in
yeah,
class.
and the cheerleader saw me and pointed and
Yeah.
laughed.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, and so all of that was like the perfect storm of embarrassment for this 10-year-old me.
Yeah.
And dude, and it still sticks with me.
Mhm.
But the other thing about it
bitch.
is that exactly, if you could find all 200 people who
Sure.
were there, maybe it was only 20 in my memory,
Yeah.
whatever, however many people there were.
There was
If you could
74,000
and
people
you know
in
what?
line.
And 40 years later,
It was
most
The
of those
Empire Strikes Back
Yeah.
he was watching.
most of those motherfuckers are probably dead by now because
Yeah.
it was 40 years ago.
Sure.
So anyway, But if you could get them all together in a room now and ask them about what happened, none of them, not a single one, there is zero chance that any of them would remember that incident.
Sure.
And so all that embarrassment was for nothing.
No, dude.
Nobody gives a fuck.
Yeah, no, that's pretty rough though, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, especially I remember, being young and
Yeah, dude, it
things
was an
happen.
awkward age already.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then you get embarrassed, and it's like you think it's the whole world.
Yeah, that's
And
it.
it's not,
right.
right?
And
Yeah.
it really is like that. You already referenced it, kind of the Adam Sandler, but they're all gonna laugh at you.
Oh yeah.
They're all gonna laugh at you.
Yeah.
And
Well, I mean,
so
look.
getting back to Twitch.
Yeah. So anyway, now if you're playing, like I know there's Twitch streamers out there and streamers that have like hundreds of people watching the game.
Right.
But then you want to take it a step further. You're playing head to head against somebody that people know. So like in an online league, and now everybody in the online league is watching you get your ass kicked on top of it.
Right.
And it's like, dude, it's like fighting in public and being on the losing end.
Right.
Right. And which, dude, that's not fun. Right. And so a lot of times I just stream every game now, whether people are going to watch it or not.
Plus, you said that if you're doing it in your dynasty,
Yes.
it gives you a bonus.
So here's I gave this, I think, as a tip.
Yeah,
as
it
one
was
of the
on a
just
previous
tips.
episode.
But yeah, if you stream your game while playing in an online or offline dynasty, it increases your brand
exposure. Right.
There's like a little thing, and it shows you how many times you streamed. So it could give you like a little bit of an edge because it's like being more on TV.
Yeah.
And so, which is a cool little
helps
feature.
with recruits.
actually,
Recruits
for things.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I imagine my digital recruits are watching.
Yeah, exactly.
that they're tuning in because I send them the link.
Right, that 3-star defensive tackle from Des Moines, Iowa.
Yeah, that guy, he's ready.
He's on Twitch right now.
Yeah, and he's gonna
Right.
watch me play. Yeah, and so that's it. Look, for most people, I would say like, if you want to stream, go ahead and do it, man. It's actually kind of cool, right? Is to stream your game, and then you can actually rewatch your own games, which sometimes I do, and then I'll see things that I fucked up.
Oh, sure.
Right?
Oh,
So it's
that
like
guy was
watching
open.
game
Yeah.
film. Yeah. So it's
Yeah,
kinda,
that's true. It is.
so
like
I get to
game
kind of
film.
watch it back and
Right.
see where I messed up or this and that. And I'll watch the games. And sometimes when my wife is sleeping, I have the sound off.
Yeah.
And I'll watch the game and relive my greatest moments as I watch my whole life fall apart.
Right.
And so there it is. So,
Good times.
yeah.
All right. So that's streaming.
yeah, I'll get to relive that moment of happiness when I
Right.
broke off that 64-yard run to
those
bring
were
home the
glory
Connie.
days.
Yeah, and then my wife next to me, she doesn't care.
No. What, dude? Right. That's the first person. Like when we say like nobody will give a shit about this,
Yeah.
that's the first person on the list who
Yeah.
does not give a shit about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all right, well, and Al,
Yeah.
dude, with that, I
Yeah.
think we need to wrap this thing up,
All right.
right? And let's get to our primary sponsor, who sponsored the show,
Yeah.
and let's tell everybody who it is.
It
Give them a
is
plug.
the Angry Dragon.
I love that place.
Dude, the crowds, it's fun.
Dude, I
You know,
love
it's-
going to a live show.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Yeah.
what it's all about.
I just
right?
went
That
to a live
place
show the other night.
It's the live music. That's the thing.
I go for the live music.
Right, exactly. So this week's episode of Balls Deep is sponsored by the Angry Dragon, home of the best bar and the best music in Revere. Here are some of the upcoming concerts. On the 15th, the Angry Dragon welcomes the Pink Pocket. Join us on the 19th for Ska Night featuring the Rusty Trombones. And then it's back to metal on the 21st with Spit Roast.
Oh, dude, I love that shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
buddy. And then making their first appearance north of the border in 3 years on the 23rd, it's Dirty Sanchez.
Nice.
The Angry Dragon. You'll get rocked so hard it'll come out your nose.
All right. Well, dude, that was a good episode, man. I feel like I got a lot off my chest.
Oh,
there.
dude, you're not
Dude,
kidding.
I've been wanting to do this episode for a minute.
Right.
Right, and talk about it.
Hey, if you were at the movie theater in
Yeah.
like 1984
Yeah,
in
reach us at-
Palmdale, California.
Email us at
Yeah.
reachballsdeep.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Let me know.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, I bet you they got pictures, video. There was a
Right.
guy out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, who he actually
Oh.
went and scooped up a little thing of that water and kept it. Right?
Right.
It was actually his car
Yeah.
you fucked with.
Ah,
So,
dude, like a
yeah.
cup that Elvis drank from.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
Still kept it after all
it's
these
big
years.
time now. Yeah, it's got your DNA in it. Cloned babies of you.
All right. So thanks
Okay.
for listening, everybody.
Yeah. All right. I am Anthony Scafacci. This is Alan Gigax. This is the Balls Deep podcast. We are out.